Weather problems and illnesses, okay? What's something else that you know would happen in obstacles?
A lot of kids would fall off of the wagon and they would get run over by wheels.
Kid problems, I'll call it. I don't know about a lot, and I don't know about the wagon wheel, but I don't think it's not impossible. I don't know what the numbers are, but certainly it's an option.
I feel like they faced a lot of animals that they didn't know really how to handle, how to face.
Animal encounters, you know, you're going to run into cougars and bears and fierce animals that could harm you, right? So you've got to be ready for that. What's something else you know we might encounter on a travel like this? Drowning. When you cross rivers in a buggy, a horse carriage, you're going to have an obstacle right there. And then people would fall over. And if they did and you were in a very bad position, people would drown. There could be death on the road. So I'm going to say drowning deaths because that could be an obstacle. You know, if you take someone who's a little bit older on the road like that, they could die on the road. It's just as much as an infant or a child who got sick who didn't have a doctor. So illnesses and deaths would happen.
Like something happened to their wagon, like where it had a part of it had broken.
Broken wagon wheel, very real. And you know, we have spare tires. And we also have a way to call a tow truck to come and help us when we have a flat tire. But when you were back then, wagon wheels were made of wood and you had to have a couple of spare. Now again, we're tight for space. I'm sure they were hard to come by. You're running through a river and you've got rocks and the wagon wheel breaks off and next thing you know, you're stuck. And then you've got to fix a wheel or get a wheel and that slows you down. What do you know? You?
A lot of the sicknesses were caused by the water they drank.
There was not clean water, so you could be thirsty and then water could be a problem and then you've got to, boil the water to have water, so there's that. Let's do two more. There's one I'm kind of looking for we haven't said yet. Let's do a couple more.
Maybe somebody would like rob the wagon or outlaw.
You have outlaws that might be chasing you because outlaws are on the road too. So you could get outlaw, robbing you. You can have people take what little things you have, and then that's a problem. Let's do one or two more. Yes, absolutely. So the drowning, the deaths crossing the river, and I'll add terrain here. There's one I'm trying to shop for, but you might not say it. That's okay if you don't.
The horses, like they may become sick and die, and then like
Animal problems. Your horses may have problems. Your chickens, if you're taking a few with you, might not lay eggs. Everybody's stressed out, right? And let me do one more.
The unknown land, like you don't know if you're going to find a river, you don't know if there's going to be a mountain, you don't know if you're going to run into a cave of like wolves, you don't know what you're going to run into.
Yeah. And don't forget, you might have encountered some Native Americans who are not real happy with you, so there might have been fighting on the trail. And that's not just Native Americans, but it could have been people who were threatened by you because they thought you were infringing on their space. So there's all kinds of problems that you could encounter. When you're going through the river, you might lose your supplies, right? You're on the water, and the next thing you know, your whole trunk of whatever food or plates you had is gone. And then there you are without any supplies. So here in a minute, I'm going to put you in groups. You're going to have about 6 to 8 people in each one of your groups. Your groups are going to do the following discussion. First thing I want you to do is to put your people together. Who are your cast of characters, right? So I want you to think about who you want to be. And if you're a kid or an adult, a teenager, if you're married, a mom or a dad. So do your cast of characters, right? So that's the first thing I want you to do. Then after you've figured out who your people are and you kind of got an idea of how you're related and how you all know each other, I want you to start thinking about the reason why you're going out west, because that can kind of help determine your character's motivation for leaving. So I want you to come up with the reason why you're going out west. So let's say, for example, You have a family who wants to go out there to start a new business, and you're a kid. So then your cast of characters is going to be maybe farmers, mom and dad, you're the kid, and the reason why you're going out west is dad wants to make some money and make a fresh start. Then that's going to drive your scene work, okay? So you're going to get a cast of characters, you're going to have the reasons why you